The gene pool is stagnant, and I am the minister of chlorine. Please don't think I'm a bigot. I kill races equally.
Hey! Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to defend yourself from white people. Taking our jobs, taking our freedom, our liberties. I fucking hate white people. Crackers. They should all be lynched. Disgusting race of people. Vermin. And thankfully, Netflix agrees with me because they're now commissioning a series called Dear White People. It's an amazing series, great show, and it just shows how degenerate and fucking abysmal the white race is. Netflix released this trailer yesterday. If you go on the video, the dislikes... Holy fucking shit, they got worse. The trailer is pretty much despised universally because it pictures white people as being absolute cunts. Which is true, but you didn't have to make a series about it. Billy Joel, I know how we're gonna end racism.
How are we gonna do that, Papa?
We are gonna be indirectly racist to the white man. For some reason, Netflix has the ideology that to beat racism, you have to be racist. That's like saying, I don't like murder, I just gotta cap this kid in the street. Why do I have a blue gun? Because our UK laws are fucking gay. Now before going any further, I would like to show you personally the Dear White People trailer, so you yourself can grasp an idea on how fucking terrible white people are.
Dear white people, here's a...
Oh boy!
I love how the opening sentence is Dear White People, the tagline, and how the first shot of any human is a group of white people, and they all look pretentious as fuck, like you just want to go punch them in their fucking snidey mouths. Look at this fucking kid, he looks like one of them preppies from Bully. Remember that game? Remember the preppies? They were twats. Not as much as the jocks though, the jocks were easily the worst.
Who is that Gimp?
Yeah, who is that Gimp?
Oh, it's that little Squirt Hopkins.
Yeah, that's Squirt Hopkins.
You're dead, Hopkins.
Yeah, dead Hopkins.
Why don't you stop repeating everything he says?
To be fair though, the jocks from Bully, they did have like a really cool soundtrack when you were fighting them. Sorry I got a bit distracted there, just reliving a bit of nostalgia. Unfortunately, talking about Rockstar Games is prohibited now, because Lispy Jimmy, 0 Point Live, and that cunt with the big nose ruined it for everyone.
Dear white people, here's a list of acceptable Halloween costumes.
It's not Dear White People, cunt, it's Dear Upper Class. Dear Privilege. I'm pretty sure half the people you show in here have webbed feet. If you want to hate on the higher class, that's totally fine, but you do understand, Netflix, that there are more in the higher class than just white people. There are rich black people, rich Asian people, and they're all equally cunts.
My daughter only has 4 webbed feet. She might be able to reproduce without her child being an amphibian.
Here's a list of acceptable Halloween costumes. Pirate, slutty nurse, any of our first 43 presidents.
Any of our first 43 presidents. You hear what she just said, right? You're allowed to go as any president you want, even the extremely bigoted and racist ones, because that's what you are, and that's all you deserve. But how dare you want to respect Barack Obama by going out and dressing up as him for Halloween? Disgusting. I get the message that she's trying to say that blackface is bad, but I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of white people dress up as famous black people, and black people dress up as famous white people. You even have TV series and movies where women will dress up as men, and vice versa for a role. So we're not allowed to do that anymore? We're not allowed to have diversity in our culture? I'm sorry, of course. Netflix, I get it, alright? I get it. You're pushing the waters a bit. You've got Stranger Things Season 2 coming up, and you know that will get you millions. I get it. I get you being a bit more, open with your choices.
Top of the list of unacceptable costumes. Me.
Of course. Every Halloween, white people just want a blackface. They just want a blackface. Every Halloween, no matter where I've lived, every street where there's white people, they just blackface. Disgusting, degenerate bastards. You see this guy right here? This is the typical white male. Notice how he's totally oblivious. Oh, for fuck's sake. Netflix, What you don't understand is, by commissioning this series, you are not trying to, support Black Lives Matter or black culture. You're actually pandering. You're incredibly fucking pandering to benefit financially. And by taking part in this awful pandering, you're lowering yourself to the standards of BuzzFeed and MTV. Do you remember when MTV made that New Year's resolution for white guys? An extremely pandering advert where they tried to jerk off people.
Stop bragging about being woke. Stop saying woke.
Learn what mansplaining is, and then stop doing it.
Oh, and if you're a judge, don't prioritize the well-being of an Ivy League.
And do you remember how that got a lot of backlash and they ended up taking down the video? Why did they do that? Not because it was for Black Lives Matter or black culture, because it was a bunch of white old men, executives of MTV, sitting there thinking, how can we be hip and edgy to youth culture? I do apologise for getting a bit deep. I know this is meant to be like a big joke, me taking the piss out of stuff, but stuff like this does genuinely annoy me. Sorry for a more serious tone.
I love memes.
I don't like these white people having a party with blackface on. How will we show that we're better than these degenerates? Let's go and wreck their whole fucking house. What are you doing, Netflix? I remember when you had Breaking Bad and BoJack Horseman. Those were the golden years. And now you've stooped down to these pandering retards to benefit monetary gain for yourself. Come on, Nev. Come on. You better than that. Come on. You got Stranger Things season 2 coming. Come on. If your intent of that advertisement was to make white people look like scumbags, then don't have them throw a racist party and then have the black people barge in and then destroy it. They could have done that totally differently. Like, for example, have the main lead girl sneak into the place, take some pictures, prove that they're racist fucks, and then expose them or something. I don't know, alright? I'm thinking of this off the top of my head. I haven't sat there scheming it for 3 months like these writers for this amazing show. The thing I'm trying to say is, if someone mugs you, you then don't go and mug a random person. It's fucking flawed logic, mate.
I just see my son Tommy steal 20 quid out the fucking cookie jar, cunt. Cap his ass.
Max Mofo family vlog coming soon. I've also just recently discovered that Dear White People, this isn't a new thing that Netflix thought out. It was actually a film that came out in 2014 and had the exact same negative reception as the TV series. I don't understand why you would have a film that was hated and panned and then think that it'd be okay to revive it for a TV series. Look, it's a lot different from Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events, alright? Converting that from a film into a series, go for it. But this is different.
You're listening to Winchester University's only college radio station.
Dear white people.
Let's just spin this around, yeah? Imagine if you had someone on the radio say, Dear white people, or Dear Asian people. Yeah, you with the squinty eyes. I know I'm coming across as a bit of a tight ass, and I'm just saying, white people can be parodied, that's fine. I'm pretty sure I address white people as crackers, or honkies, or whatever, pretty much every other video. It's fine, to an extent, before it becomes abusive, to mock groups of people, because that kind of lowers tensions, again, to an extent. But this shit is just so pandering, man. Fucking hell.
Dear white people.
Dear white people, please stop touching my hair. Does this look like a petting zoo to you?
Believe it or not, creators of Dear White People, black people touch white people's hair as well. I remember back in school, my hair was about 2 meters tall. I looked even more like a lesbian paintbrush than I do now. And you'd have kids of all races and cultures come and touch my hair. They wanted to touch it like it was a fucking petting zoo. And you know what? My hair was open to all races. White, black, Asian, anyone could come and touch my hair, and that was fine. If you had those values, dear white people, then I wouldn't be making this video.
The show is racist.
Now, after doing a bit more research, I found out that the 2014 Dear White People film actually talks about some really good topics, like, for example, infighting in the black community, preferences, privileges, stuff like that, and it is actually quite good. And the problem is, the Netflix TV series might actually be the same, and it might actually be something watchable so you can learn more about a culture and infighting in that culture. But the problem is, Netflix were given a 30-second time slot, and you're not going to be able to fit much in a 30-second time slot except
Le memes.
Hey, you know that show, Dear White People? Shouldn't we have some kind of message so it doesn't come across as a horrible anti-white mess?
Le memes. Le memes. Oh, le memes.
What annoys me is I actually had to do fucking research to find out that Dear White People wasn't an anti-white piece of shit, and it does actually have a decent message. Unfortunately, that message is hidden under all the shitty rubble that is this trailer. This is one of the worst marketed trailers I have ever seen. Period. Not Netflix, not TV, anything in advertisements. I mean, to be fair, this shit is more misleading than a GTA 5 video.
Now, I want to point out one thing real quick to all you guys watching. I have noticed this, and I think a few people have as well. I've seen this in the comments. This light right here is green.
Kill yourself! Also, I've seen a lot of people complain, saying how Netflix has gone to shit. They're saying how genocide, I'm cancelling my Netflix subscription. Just shut the fuck up, cunt. Shut up. That's the kind of fear-mongering that starts shit like this in the first place. The way I'd see it, give the show a try. If you hate it after the first episode, leave a 1-star review, and then fuck off. You don't have to unsubscribe from a site just because one show's shit. Trust me, there has been a lot of stuff on Netflix that is worse than this show.
Victor? You two know each other? He was my special after-school helper. Remember how he cleaned the kitchen?
Yeah, you fucked the shit out of me.
I want to kill myself.
This light right here is green.